It's me, Puncher, the week era Grand Slam trash talking ranting champion. And I'm responding to that last video about that incident that happened in that Irina Begu versus Ekaterina Alexandrova second round French Open match. And in that last video about Irina Begu, goofy looking, extra tall, big bird, build ass, throwing her racket and almost hitting the kid, you all came to that video and y'all showed y'all asses in that comment section. But hey, I had so much time going through there and deleting all the negative comments and then blocking all of y'all. Because that's one thing about me, I have time. And one thing y'all are not going to do is y'all not going to come to my videos and disrespect me on my own platform because you don't like my free speech opinion. You all must be used to going to other people's videos, going into their comments, playing in their comments and saying whatever, but you're not going to do that over here. Because you come over here typing reckless in the comments, the only thing that's going to happen is your comment is going to get deleted and you're going to get blocked. Straight up. You're not going to come over here and disrespect me and attack me because you don't like my opinion about your favorite. That's fine. You can disagree with me, but what you're not going to do is you're not going to disrespect me and attack me. That's not going to happen over here. Oh well, if you don't like my opinion, then don't watch my content. Or you can just simply log out.
Log out!
Oh my god.
Oh, y'all can log the out, bitch!
You can log out and go and watch somebody else that talks about and say nice things about your favorites all day, because I don't do that over here. And now, with that being said, some do not like my opinion, especially those Romanian tennis stands, because I know they're hardcore stands for all they Romanian players. They didn't like what I said that she should have been disqualified, especially because she almost hit an innocent child in the stands that came there with his parents to watch tennis. The children are the future of this sport. For all we know, that kid was probably an aspiring tennis player. And look at this experience that kid had to experience by the hands of this 31-year-old woman, that should have known better, but that's expected for a woman who has no class and getting pissed off and throwing her racket like a child. Downright disgraceful, idiotic behavior. Like I said, she should have been defaulted. She should have been disqualified. She should have been sent packing and went off and looked weird someplace else. Now, Irina Begu was hit with a fine. She was fined by the French Tennis Federation $10,000. Yeah, I'm like, 10,000? That's not nothing but pocket change for these players. Isn't Irina like a multi-millionaire? Now, if it was like $100,000, which it should have had been, then that would have made an impact, and it should have made her also forfeit all the prize money that she got from the French Open. I think she made it into the 4th round. Yeah, they should have took all the prize money away, everything that she earned. And doing that would make her and other players think twice about throwing their rackets around in frustration. And Irina responded in the interview, "It was an embarrassing moment for me. Your whole entire tennis career has been an embarrassment." And for you Irina Begu fans, you Romanian tennis fans, because you was the only ones that was doing this, that was defending Irina's behavior by attacking people for saying negative things about Irina, you toxic ass Romanian tennis stands, you are the problem. You stands, you are more upset about the negative things said about Irina than Irina almost hitting a kid in the stands with a tennis racket. You guys out here defending Irina, but she didn't hit anyone though. So you Romanian tennis stands, you're okay with players acting out their frustration and almost causing physical harm to spectators. What would happen if Irina did hit that child? You see, this is what these tennis players, they don't think about. They don't think about the consequences when they're chunking and throwing their tennis rackets down and around on the court. But, not to excuse their behavior, but I do realize that tennis, professional tennis, it's a highly competitive sport. And when you competing in a highly competitive atmosphere, it brings out some of the worst aspects of your personality. Like getting frustrated and throwing your racket down and having it bounce off the ground and almost hit a child in the stands. But these professional tennis players, they must think about who's watching in the stands and who's watching at home. There's impressionable young children that are watching this sport. And these kids look up and idolize these professional tennis players. That's what these players should realize. And this woman, Irina, is 31 years old, so she should definitely know better and not be throwing her racket around like that. setting a poor example of how professional players should behave on court when there's young children watching at home and in the stands, much like that young kid Irina almost hit with a tennis racket. And these professional women, since I only watch women's professional tennis, so I'm only talking about the women here, have a professional responsibility to uphold standards of professionalism on how they present themselves on the court and how the world views and sees them. But if you are Irina Begu and you don't have any respect for anyone and you don't have any class, then these words will fall on deaf ears. And this chick has the audacity to walk around wearing a cross around her neck. Like what she did out there, that wasn't godly. That wasn't Christian-like behavior. And if she was a real true Christian, what she should have had done was admitted her wrongdoing and forfeited the match. That would have been the Christian-like thing to do. But you would not expect a low-class, third-rate player like Irina Begu to do such a thing in a Grand Slam match. Talking about what would Jesus do? If Jesus played tennis, he wouldn't go out there and do no crap like that. Jesus died on that cross for our sins, so Irina could go out there and commit a sin. Attempted child abuse. And talking about sins, and she's ugly at sin too. Like I never seen a chick on tour in their 30s look like they're 50 years old and 70 years old all at the same time. With her Popeye the Sailor Man looking ass. And these tennis fans be out here like, oh, why are you talking about her looks? Don't talk about how she looks. Oh well, once again, you tennis fans get more outraged about what I'm saying about how unattractive Irina look than Irina almost hitting a kid with a tennis racket. And that's the selective outrage stupidity that you tennis fans have. Now, put the focus back on Ekaterina Alexandrova because Ekaterina was the reason I was watching this match in the first place. And what everyone failed to mention was that Ekaterina was coming off having the best clay season results in her career, which is a huge deal because she's not a clay court player. Clay is her least favorite surface.
For me to play semifinal on the clay courts, it's just like kind of amazing because clay is my least favorite surface.
So she had an astronomical clay season. She made it to the semifinals in Charleston, but unfortunately she lost in the second round in Stuttgart. And she came through qualifications and made it all the way to the semifinals in Madrid, and was also the biggest semifinal in her career. But then she lost in the second round in Rome. And as we all know, she ended up losing in the second round at the French Open. So Ekaterina had a clay season that exceeded well over my expectations and probably her expectations as well. So with her coming off having the best clay results of her career and going into the French Open, I was expecting her to get far, at least get to the fourth round. But I was disappointed by that racket incident that had occurred during the match and threw Ekaterina off her game. And when Ekaterina was flying off the handle, I was thinking to myself when Ekaterina started blowing up after she lost that game, I just wish that Ekaterina just held her composure and kept it together. But she ended up losing and ending the best clay season of her career on a sour note. Oh well, that's always next year, right? But that's all I had to say about this incident, and I'm done talking about it. And this has been Counterpuncher, and